Hi, I'm Congressman John Carney, and you're watching the DNG News.
Good day, Delaware National Guard, and welcome to the November 2014 edition of the DNG News. I'm your host, Officer Candidate Wendy McDougall. In this edition, we will hear about the Army Guard's Camp Honoree, 2 VIP visits to the Air National Guard base, and the combined federal campaign. For those of you that don't know, October is the start of the National Guard's fiscal year. With the start of the new year, the Army National Guard continues its long-standing tradition of naming the Bethany Beach training site after a past member. The Camp Honoree for 2015 is Colonel Retired John Guernsey. Colonel Guernsey served 5 years on active duty with the tour in Vietnam, 25 years in the reserves, and 21 years in the Delaware National Guard. He spent 4 years as brigade commander before retiring in 1999. At a ceremony over drill weekend, Guernsey received the Conspicuous Service Cross, the state's highest award. His name will also appear on a sign outside the training site for the entire training year. Congratulations, Colonel Guernsey. Now, let's go to Staff Sergeant Nathan Bright at the Air National Guard base to hear about their October happenings.
Thanks, Wendy. If you haven't heard, the Air National Guard C-130 fleet faces a crisis. A special visitor to the base announced a new plan to help avert it. The Delaware Air National Guard finds itself at a crossroads. The 166th Airlift Wing flies C-130H model aircraft.
Unless the C-130H fleet is upgraded and modernized, the aircraft will be inoperable in 2020 due to FAA and international safety regulations.
Purchasing the modern J model C-130 has a price tag too large for the current budget to bear.
We have to decide how we are going to intelligently make fiscally responsible modernizations to our legacy C-130 fleet.
The Avionics Modernization Program, which upgrades the entire flight deck of the H model, has run into too many cost overruns. Put simply, the nation is faced with buying a new car or fixing up its old one.
A recent released congressional mandated cost-benefit study, this is an issue that's been looked at by the Congress, found that modernizing only the navigation system of the C-130H would cost 25% of the original AMP program, saving $12 million per aircraft.
So Congressman John Carney announced a bill today that would give the Air Force the flexibility to upgrade just the components in the H model to keep it flying.
This financially intelligent modernization to bridge us until we can recapitalize is exactly the type of informed decision that will sustain our military capability.
Delaware's own Adjutant General helped inspire the bill.
Actually, the issue was brought to us by General Vavala and the National Guard Bureau. The idea that there's a better way to do the AMP program than the Air Force was currently, or actually the way the Air Force wanted to do the program. And so we pursued legislation. We pursued an amendment in the NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act, to try to give the Air Force the flexibility they need.
If approved, C-130Hs will be useful beyond 2020. That wasn't the only special guest to the base. During the October UTA, the highest-ranking enlisted airman in the Air National Guard paid a visit. Command Chief Master Sergeant Jim Hoteling spent the entire Saturday meeting and speaking with airmen on base. There was no special reason for the trip. The Chief's mission was simple.
One of the privileges I have as the Command Chief of the Air National Guard is I get to go around the 54 and observe all the great organizations within our Air National Guard. And whether we're the first choice for homeland operations, the enduring choice with partnerships, or the proven choice in combat for the combatant commanders, the Air National Guard is always on mission. And the 166th and the Delaware Air National Guard has proven that today. I go around, I look for leadership skills, I look for the morale and the welfare of our airmen, and I can report to not only the Adjutant General, but to the Wing Commander and to the nation that the 166th is always on mission.
Hoteling conducted separate Q&A sessions with the senior and junior enlisted forces.
I come with 3 simple messages. The messages are that we must commit to our profession, which is the profession of arms. Every airman must understand that no matter what status they are in, they actually are airmen at all times. And this profession is a serious profession. And there's lots of things that are changing day to day, and we have to take that into mind, that this profession is to be treated both at the leadership and the professional development leadership levels seriously, whether it's an airman basic all the way up to chief. Secondly, the health of the force. We have to be mindful of the fact that we need to have a resilient force. So in physical, mental, social, and spiritual realms of resiliency, we have to pay attention to that. And finally, my message is, let's recognize and embrace how awesome the Delaware Air National Guard is. And it's a great thing that we need to tell our story about every single day.
Before leaving, he traveled the base to present coins to 5 outstanding airmen. Each was selected by their leadership as an example of both their individual accomplishments and as a representative of their unit.
Back to you, Wendy.
Thanks, Nate. Before we talk about the combined federal campaign, let's take a look at the forecast for November's drill. As you can see from the map, there is a 100% chance of weather. Make sure to dress appropriately and be prepared for anything.
Want to read the dang truth on your phone?
There's an app for that.
Want the UTA schedule wherever you go?
There's an app for that.
Want to watch the DNG news or any of our videos on YouTube?
There's an app for that.
Want a mobile one-stop shop for the many services available to airmen?
There's an app for that.
It's free. At the iPhone App Store, search Delaware Air National Guard. For droids, search Delaware National Guard in Google Play.
We are fortunate enough to have a special guest with us today, Chaplain Susanna Tulloch. She is here to tell you about an important initiative the Guard has going on right now, the Combined Federal Campaign.
The Combined Federal Campaign, or CFC, is the world's largest and most successful annual workplace charity campaign, raising millions of dollars each year. Pledges made during the campaign support eligible nonprofit organizations that provide health and human service benefits throughout the world. Donating is easy. All members of the Guard, full-time and traditional, can complete a paper or electronic pledge form with the amount they would like to donate and to which charity or charities they would like to donate to. Donations can be paid in one lump sum or spread out across the entire year. Once you have found your charity of choice, the process should only take about 10 minutes. New to the program this year is the Universal Giving Options. This allows donors to not only give to charities in their local community, but other local communities as well. The program runs through the end of December, so make sure to submit your forms before then. If you have any questions, you can contact me at the number below.
Chaplain, thank you very much for joining us. Well, that's all we have for this edition. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next month.